Welcome, everybody. The NFL Draft is this week. I'm Joe with the Game House. Today we'll be doing a Los Angeles Rams updated 2024 NFL mock draft. The Rams are on the clock in our updated 2024 NFL mock draft series. We did mock draft for them earlier this offseason. Now we're doing it the draft week to try to see what they might do now that teams actually have free agents and everything filled out. So we'll be going through the NFL mock draft database simulator. Like it because it meshes big boards from around the internet together to make their own big board. And we will be declining all trades as we go along, although we will have players who fall in this who are not the most realistic. Props to the Rams for having a very good draft last year despite not having a first round pick, and now they do have a first round pick, which gives them options. And what do you know, the edge rushers fall, which might happen. I mean, maybe it's Jared Verse instead of Dallas Turner, or maybe it's one or the other or both. They might have their choice, but I'm going to go Dallas Turner if you find some fall in here. Get some pressure on the quarterback. You lost a lot of the pressure that you had with Aaron Donald, who's more of a, obviously interior defensive lineman, but get an edge rusher to help you with that pressure for the opposing quarterbacks. Next one up, Mike Sainristil could be a pick here as a slot corner. They did get Trey White in free agency, but I think I'm going to go Chris Jenkins, the defensive lineman out of Michigan. You need to replace Aaron Donald, and you're not going to get anything quite like him, but improve that interior defensive line with the pick there at number 52. Pretty good range for him as well. I guess could have waited for Ruka, who is one of the better names in the class as well. Next thing up, I'm going to go Blake Fisher. I'm higher on him than consensus. Pick number 74 on their big board. I think I have him as a second round grade, somewhere in the 40s for me. So I'll take him there and use these picks pretty wisely. It's going to be fun to see what they do with all these picks. We'll go Andrew Phillips. We'll get that slot corner there. A guy who didn't have a lot of ball production in college, but I do think he can improve that at the next level, and I think he has the tools to be a pretty good corner and can play in the slot for you. So that a pretty good start to the draft for the Rams with the way the board fell, and now you wait until pick 154, 155 with some more options to go after. All right, so with this pick, Let's go Jacob Cowing. We saw what they've done with wide receivers in the middle rounds last year. He's more of a smaller slot receiver, but I do think he can be a good player for the Rams. Let's keep on changing positions here. We'll go Will Shipley out of Clemson, a guy who can provide some depth for you, and more of a master of none, jack of all trades type of guy. Can help you out of the backfield as a receiver. I think he can do a little bit with pass pro. He's not going to be the fastest guy, but he can pick up some yardage, so we'll go with him. Which I guess maybe I should have waited for my number 4 running back on the board. I just didn't know he was going to be down here. Well, let's end up going Jalen Simpson. He's a corner or a safety. Don't know if he's going to help out and run support as a safety. I don't know if he really has the skills to be a corner, but we'll go with him and see if they can get the best out of him. We'll go Jordan McGee, the linebacker out of Temple. Probably going to go much earlier than this, but can provide some special teams value there. Next up, we'll go Tanner McLaughlin, the tight end out of Arizona. More of a wide receiver type, but I think Sean McVay might be able to know how to use him more than I would know how to use him. So I hope he would. He's the coach of the Rams, but that's just I think he would have a better idea than I would know how to describe, I guess is what I want to say. So let's go next with, we took Simpson, who's a corner safety, but it really wants me to take a safety here. So we'll go Bo Braid out of Maryland. Get some depth there at the safety position. Possibly some special teams guys. And we'll go 254 as the next pick. So we'll wait a little bit here. Got most of everything they're going to need. They do want a quarterback to, I guess, eventually take over for Matt Stafford. Don't see many available here. You could go Sam Hartman. That's just a little bit lower than I would go. He's gotten pretty much every position we would have wanted. Let's go Fabian Lovett out of Florida State. I think he goes much higher in this draft, but let's help that interior defensive line depth. Like the draft for the Rams, going Dallas Turner with the first pick. Don't know if he'll be there when the draft comes around, but they could get an edge of that similar value. Jared Verse as well. Chris Jenkins, the defensive lineman from Michigan, have to improve the interior defensive line. Yeah, after Aaron Donald retired, Chris Jenkins is not going to provide the pass rushing, but can provide some run defense. Blake Fisher, a guy I'm higher on than I think consensus, or at least this big board was, but can provide a good right tackle in the NFL in the future. Maybe you can move people around as well on that offensive line. Andrew Phillips, the corner out of Kentucky. I think he can play in the slot, which is really good because they signed Trey White in the offseason. Jacob Cowing, the wide receiver out of Arizona. Will Shipley, running back out of Clemson. Jalen Simpson, the corner out of Auburn. Jordan McGee, the linebacker out of Temple. Tanner McLaughlin, the tight end out of Arizona. Bo Braid, the safety out of Maryland. And Fabian Lovett out of Florida State to provide some depth there. Wow, that's the draft. Sorry, so that's the Rams draft. Let me know what you think of the draft in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.